idea. That is a good idea, John. I like that.
Tell you what, but I'm absolutely delighted, and frankly, this could open up new recruiting territory.
Well, you know what I thought, John, as I was watching that. First of all, it was just a bizarre experience. Okay, I mean, what are the chances? I go on vacation, okay, and I'm flipping the channels, and I see myself on this city that I've gone 3,000 miles to go see these people in this city, and I see myself on television there. Second of all, like I said, Portland is a city of 1 million people.
Yeah.
However brief a time, you had a prominent Tiger Hawk, you had a prominent Iowa flag, you had our football helmet on display, and you had a person on there, one person who was vehemently, and Tack, who was a big Hawkeye fan. You had two people on there that were inadvertently advertising for and discussing the Hawkeyes.
I love it.
I love it too. That's what this show is all about. I mean, it really is amazing. We're getting the word out about the Hawks, and we're going nationwide, Johnny.
You just had to think that was some type of a surreal moment.
It was very surreal.
Portland, Oregon, and you're on television.
It was very surreal, and I tell you, the funny part about it is that, listen, for the past few months, I have gotten sort of used. To flipping through the channels, and every once in a while, I will see our show on TV. I'll forget that it's Wednesday night or Saturday morning. If I wake up, I will be flipping, and it'll just sort of be on. And for a while, there was like this real sort of novelty aspect to seeing us on television. That sort of faded a little bit in the past couple months. And now when I encounter the show, I always watch the show when I encounter it, but I'm not so shocked and surprised. So the funny part about this was, as I was flipping through the channels and I saw myself on TV, at first, for like the first second, there wasn't that surprise. Until I had to remember and kick myself and be like, wait a minute, this should not be on television here.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing experience. I had the uniform on, the brown suit, and the Hawkeye tie. And as I got to say, I mean, I could be a little more svelte. I could probably afford to lose a few. But I still got the hair, and I look pretty good, I think. So
yeah, you do.
We're very happy. So, John,
what a great story. So let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. So, Johnny, what do you want to do first? Football recruiting class or basketball strides? What do you think?
I think we should talk about the basketball team.
I agree.
We had a nice little stretch where we won a couple games. We beat Penn State at home. We beat Indiana on the road. Mixed in there, we had a loss to
Michigan State
by 3, where we were down big and came back.
Fought back
at East Lansing, and then lost a heartbreaker at home to Ohio State that I think everybody recognized as a step forward. I mean, we really played tough against Ohio State. And then we went back a little bit against Michigan.
Sure.
I think tough loss to Illinois. I'll be honest, I don't have the details. I have been in a meeting from 7 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. tonight.
Right.
And the Hawks played Illinois.
Right.
And I think we lost. I've gathered that.
We have lost, John. And let me interject. I'm gonna throw it right back to you. I'm just gonna give you a couple details, okay?
Yeah.
1, watch the beginning of the game on television, okay? Full arena. Okay.
Awesome.
Now I understand they had some kind of promotional deal where the kids could get in free,
but
still, full arena, which was beautiful to see. Okay. 2, once again, one of these games where we at points were leading in the second half. So I'm going to kick it right back out to you.
Well, so I don't know. I guess we need to win another one. We got to keep the momentum moving forward. It's a critical time. I mean, we can't just go right back on another long losing stretch. I think we need to break through and win another one here soon to keep some momentum going. But yeah, there were some strides. It's going to be interesting to see if our man Tucker. That's another development. He is back with the fellas, and it'll be interesting to see when he gets to take the court again.
So Tucker, and how do you feel about that, John? Because I remember when this happened, I think you've been on you went on the record as saying that it wasn't any kind of personal slight against the kid, but you thought that he was done when this came out. You said
I did. I am very surprised that he's back, but I tell you what, boy, they are taking a gamble. If he screws up again, it's going to be very embarrassing, and it should be. Hopefully he won't. He is just a kid. I hope he does good this time. I tell you what, he can help us, but I do think his absence caused some other guys to really step up. It forced us to get better at getting the ball inside, getting the ball to the basket. We saw an emergence of two players in particular in his absence, Eric May and Aaron Fuller. These two kids are really coming into their own, and I think that happened out of necessity because, Tucker wasn't there to chuck up a three-pointer as the shot clock runs down. And, when he comes back into the mix, I want to see him play. I don't, he used the word lackadaisical to describe himself, and I no longer I don't want the word lackadaisical anywhere around our Hawkeye athletic program in any way, shape, or form.
That does not belong on anywhere on any kind of Hawkeye sports page, period.
If he does come back, I don't ever want to hear him use the word lackadaisical to describe himself again. I want him to play with the same toughness that Aaron Fuller and Eric May and Matt Gaydens and Cully Payne, bring to the table. And
absolutely,
he can certainly help us if he does that.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right, John. The thing about this situation, okay, like I was saying when this went down, let's hope that the kid uses this experience to reflect on his situation, reflect on the gifts he's been given by fate and the gifts that he's been given by the state of Iowa, okay,
yes,
and really realize that he is in a unique position. And let's hope that this kid realizes that he is in control of his life. And if he wants to come back and give it his all, I welcome him with open arms. And I said that at the time, too. The thing about this kid is, yes, the offenses are egregious. And for lack of a better word, they are offensive to our sensibilities. Because, as you were mentioning, the kid is on a scholarship. On the other hand, people do make mistakes, and if this kid learns from it, he could come back and be a linchpin in a strong team that could really make some kind of a run. I feel this team can make some kind of a statement even this year. A lot of people are talking about next season and sort of circling that on the calendars, but I'm thinking that if these guys come together and really give it their all as a team and just play all out, they can really make a little mark here, possibly in the Big Ten tournament, this year, and just play like that frenetic, we don't have anything to lose style of basketball, where sometimes you can really knock off some giants. What do you think, Johnny?
Well, I'll be honest. I did not know if there was any hope. Let's face it, the beginning of the Big Ten season, it was not competitive. It was not competitive. In the Minnesota game, at home, at Illinois, it was like a victory when we got the ball across half court. It did not look competitive. That has changed.
Right.
It's competitive now.
Right.
You got to give them credit. And I think we have seen a little core group of freshmen and sophomores show they are legitimate Big Ten basketball players, and that's Matt Gaydens, Eric May, Aaron Fuller,
right,
Cully Payne. And if you factor into that a reformed Anthony Tucker,
right,
then all of a sudden you have a nucleus of freshmen and sophomores that you can build around. And I think all of a sudden, okay, well, maybe there's reason to hope again. But God, I miss the NCAA tournament. I am so.
Oh, yeah, you ain't kidding, buddy.
It is not even an option for us right now, and that's got to stop. It's got to stop soon.
That's got to stop. It's funny because we talk about this often, John. In the '90s, it was just a given. And
absolutely.
Everybody came down on Dr. Tom, and what we were sick of in those years was that we seemed to go out after that first round of the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
What we're overlooking, of course, as a fan base, is that it's not that easy to get to that NCAA tournament in the beginning. Northwestern, for instance, and I think we talked about this on the show, has never been to the NCAA tournament.
Right. I was watching TV, and I think it was like on Big Ten Network or something, and they were showing the games, and they played that little theme song, that